a couple more. So I saw they asked you, I think it was Akam Barak, about Canelo Triple G. And who did you pick?
Well, here's the thing. People kept twisting it. Like, I picked Triple G after I said that he made that comment about me. They asked me, they keep on trying to pin us against each other, but I just gave my opinion on why I believe that Triple G can't win this fight. I just felt like he would have the performance of his lifetime. I feel like Canelo's not in a good place, but again, I'm not going to speak anymore on it. I don't really feel like I should be bashed for speaking my opinion, my truth. I mean, he took it personal because what he said was just comical. He was like, at 20, I was a world champion, which may have be true, but everybody's journey is different. You know, he fought a vacant title with Matthew Haskins. That's just the truth. And I'm here, I just have a lot of good people in my division. I can't pick a Matthew Haddon and become a champion. I have to fight great fighters. It is what it is. I don't mind that you fought Matthew Haddon. I'm just saying, like, do you see the level? Like, when I get my first chance, most likely it will be against Gervonta Davis. Now, you tell me what's worth more, a world champion against Gervonta Davis or a world champion against Matthew Haddon? You tell me.
What's good, family? Shout out to your man, the YB. Bitcoin boosting general right now. Sean Shawnee. Yeah, Sean Shons. For coming through and keeping the coin boosted. Yeah, you main man. Scotty the Donny, that's what you best believe, 100%. But anyway, listen, we got some truly Pikachu news regarding your mans Ryan, TikTok, Garcia, and Canelo Alvarez and their beef. Now, for you man who don't know, what you want to do is to catch up on all the interminglings. You'll need to check out my video from yesterday, but just to give you man a quick rundown on how we got to where we are today. Essentially, yesterday, Canelo Alvarez came out and aired out, completely melted down and lost the plot on Ryan TikTok Cinderella Garcia, yeah? Ryan the Princess Garcia. Why? Well, all Ryan said was that, well, I ain't gonna lie to you, obviously Ryan and Canelo have been fell out. And that's been happened. Ryan Garcia has been left the camp. However, also on that basis, they're not getting on already. So, 2-2s, Ryan Garcia is in an interview and he gets asked, Ryan, who do you think wins, Triple G Spat or Canelo? Obviously, Ryan Garcia now. What we know is if Ryan Garcia was still in the camp, he'd have been saying, yeah, Canelo gonna smoke Triple G Spat's pack. That's just what it is. But obviously, now they fell out, Ryan Garcia does what a true hating diva does and said, listen, old Lovkin is gonna whoop Canelo. Now, as I said in my video yesterday, normally, if Canelo wasn't vulnerable, if Canelo didn't just get mollywopped, if Canelo didn't just get his prime virginity popped by Bivol, that would normally be water off a duck's back. Canelo wouldn't get into that. Canelo wouldn't get into the discussion about what Ryan Garcia has to say about him and who Ryan Garcia thinks who will beat him or not. He wouldn't even cross his mind. He'd say payday. That's what he'd say. Yeah, he wouldn't be interested. But now, we know fighters have huge egos. So now that Canelo's feeling somewhat vulnerable, guess what? He decided to spend a good 10-minute interview airing out Ryan Garcia. And that's what leads us to today. Now, how the actual words that Canelo said to Ryan Garcia after Ryan Garcia made the prediction was essentially, Ryan, you're a thief. You thieved money from Eddie Reynoso, and also all you do is talk. All you are is a TikTok star, yeah, that calls out people like Tank, and you wouldn't do nothing with Tank, and Tank would smoke your pack. That's what Canelo said in response to Ryan Garcia's claims about about Golovkin beating him, about Gennady old Golovkin beating Canelo in the trilogy. So that leads us now up to today. So Ryan Garcia's heard the claims about how Ryan's not a world champion and how Ryan ain't going to beat no one or wouldn't beat no one and how Ryan's a thief and This is what Ryan Garcia had to say in response. It may have been true that Alvarez was a world champion at the age of 20, but everybody's journey is different, said Garcia. He fought for a vacant world title against Matthew Hatton. Wow! Wow! Let me read that again. Bear in mind as well, people, like I said, Canelo said to Ryan Garcia needs to be more respectful of people like me who are champions. And Canelo actually said, I was a champion at 20 years old. What has Ryan done at 23 years old? That's what, verbatim, or pretty much word for word, that's what Bomelo said. Yeah? Trying to use the world championship stunt, and I can't lie to you. I have no horse, I have no dog in this fight, but these bars from Ryan, trust me, if Canelo got in his feels, if Ryan Garcia was able to put Bomelo deep into his feels just by saying he thinks old Lovkin would beat him, I hate to think what this is going to do, because Canelo actually prided himself on saying, oh, I was a world champion at 20. And Ryan Garcia, honestly, these bars were ethering, deep ethering at that. Yeah, it may be true that Alvarez was a world champion at the age of 20, but everybody's journey is different, said Garcia. He, Canelo, fought for a vacant world title against Matthew Hatton. Wow! This is peak, man. It's peak. That's just the truth. I just have fought a lot of good people. I just have a lot of good people in my division. I can't pick a Matthew Hatton and become a champion. Wow! I have to fight great fighters. It is what it is. I don't mind that he fought Matthew Hatton. I'm sorry, yeah, but the way, and you saw it at the start of the video, but I've settled the scene for you now. Yeah, but notice the way Ryan Garcia keeps dropping the name. Because Ryan Garcia knows no one knows of Matthew Hatton. And if they do, they know he's a bum. It's not a coincidence, for example, yeah? You won't hear Ryan Garcia mention Floyd Mayweather or any of the good names Canelo's beat. Yeah? But he keeps emphasising, oh yeah, I can't fight a Matthew Hatton. Canelo only beat Matthew Hatton. There's a lot of good people in my division. I'd love to fight a Matthew Hatton like Bomelo did. Yeah, if I could fight a Matthew Hatton like Bomelo did, I'd be a champion at 15 too. Yeah, honestly, this is gonna cut. Honestly, I can see Bomelo will be wilding out, because like I said, on a scale of Ryan Garcia saying that he thinks Golovkin will win, that's not even a thing. That's not even a thing. Like I said, normally Canelo wouldn't even get into it, but the fact he feels his ego's dented, the fact that Bivol dented his ego, all of a sudden now he's happy to get into it with Ryan TikTok Garcia, and Ryan TikTok Garcia is finished him, in my opinion. Canelo's finished now, yeah, because I'm sorry, yeah, but it's true, you can't go pulling that 20-year-old world championship card if when you did become champion it was a vacant belt and it was against Matthew Hatton. And this tells you all you need to know, yeah? Ryan Garcia did his homework. These weren't no random bars. You can tell Ryan Garcia heard the things Canelo had to say, and he went out of his way to do his research. And I'm sorry, yeah, you have to salute it, because often in these times, banter, or not banter, but you know what I mean, the whole trash talking scene, it's very weak. People like Rolly Romero just woofing with no substance. These kind of bars from Ryan Garcia, yeah, are pure substance. These will cut a man. If what Ryan said about Triple G beating Bomelo has got him all the way bent out of shape, imagine what this is doing to him. Yeah, Ryan Garcia is exposing Canelo's legacy. Because I'm sorry, it's true though. You can't stunt around about being a 20-year-old champion if one of the people you did it against was a vacant title and Matthew Hatton. Not being funny, the real Hatton wasn't all that, as we found out Floyd, no power having Mayweather, knocked him out. That's how good he was. And Floyd's renowned for not knocking anyone out, but he knocked Hatton out. Yeah? And that was the good one. Matthew Hatton was useless. That's just what it is. And I actually agree that if Ryan Garcia could fight Matthew Hatton, I would back Ryan Garcia to win. Oops. Anyway. I have to fight great fighters. Sorry, I can't pick a Matthew Hatton and become a champion. Oh my god. And that bar there, yeah, is almost implying that Canelo cherry-picked people. I can't cherry-pick a Matthew Hatton and then just become champion. Like it's a given. I have to fight great fighters. It is what it is. I don't mind that he fought a bum like Matthew Hatton. I'm just saying. You see the level. When I get my first chance, most likely it will be against Gervonta Davis. Now you tell me what's worth more. Wow. These bars are red hot from Mr. TikTok. I can't lie to you, yeah. Looking at the guy, I didn't think TikTok, yeah. I didn't think Mr. TikTok Garcia had these kind of bars in him. I don't know where he found these bars at, but I have to respect the research, yeah. This was some PhD level bars, not no scruffy bars. Garcia's next test will come against Javier Fortuna on July 16th at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles on DAZN. He's looking forward to focusing on his fight in the ring against the former champion and not the verbal squabble outside of the ring against former stablemate Alvarez. Well, here's the thing. People kept twisting it like I picked Triple G Spot. After he said that comment about me, said Garcia. They keep on trying to pin us together, putting us against each other. I just gave my opinion on why I believe that Triple G Spot can win this fight. I just felt that he would have the performance of his lifetime. I feel that Canelo is not in a good This is Pete. I feel that Canelo is not in a good place. But again, I am not going to speak on it anymore. I don't really feel like I should be bashed for speaking my opinion, my truth. He took it personally because what he said was just comical. I'm sorry people, this is muggy. Yeah? You've got Mr. TikTok himself. Don't forget people. You've got the man who's who's self-proclaimed down bad. Yeah? The man himself who had to take 6 months off because he weren't feeling right is now, yeah, we know this guy, Mr. TikTok Garcia, is very experienced at knowing when someone ain't right. And when you got a guy who we all know isn't right because he had to pull out of fights and take 6 months out, when that guy who took 6 months out because he wasn't feeling right tells or talks about you and says, I feel that Canelo is not in a good place, it's a wrap for that guy. Yeah, of all the people you may want speculating on your mental health, I'll tell you who you don't want doing it. Ryan. Because if Ryan is able to sit on some high horse and say he's not in a good place, you know you're going through it. Yeah, this is Mr. Not in a good place. Listen, out of all the boxers coming up in the game, if there was a box for not in a good place, who would you put in there? You wouldn't put Tank in there. Tank hasn't taken any time out because he didn't feel right. You wouldn't put Devin Haney in there. Yeah? You might put Teofimo in there, but it'd be a race between Teo and Ryan TikTok Garcia. Those would be the two I'd think. If there was a not in a good place box, it would be Teo, Ryan, and now Canelo. Simple as that. It's bad, man. This was muggy, but I salute the game. Listen, he came with the receipts. Yeah? This weren't no sloppy thing. Ryan, Mr. TikTok, went away, did his research, and aired out the fire. And I can't wait to see. I'm sorry, but think about it, people, yeah? Canelo, really, yeah? Like I said earlier, really, Canelo Didn't even need to respond. Who cares if Mr. TikTok thinks Triple G will win? Who cares? But because of Ryan isn't lying, I believe Ryan's telling the truth. Canelo isn't in a good place. That's why he responded to it. Think of all the millions of people who say that Golovkin gonna win. Who cares? Canelo did. And on that basis, I believe if he responded to that, what's he gonna say to this? In my opinion, Canelo, when he hears this, is gonna go in somehow. He's gonna have to go in. Because it's one thing saying you think Triple G will win. Ryan Garcia is now literally poking holes in Canelo's actual identity. Canelo's identity is that he's the 20-year-old champion, and Ryan's just, what's that word, chainsawing holes through his whole identity. Yeah, 20-year-old champion against a vacant bum wiper Matthew Hatton. Come on now, what kind of identity is that? That's what Ryan Garcia is saying. It's bad right now. Yeah. Listen, like I said, I salute the game from Garcia, and I can't wait to see what Bomelo going to say about this one. It's Pikachu 100%.